Welcome to the new video. Today is going to be a juicy flow for the hamstrings. Happy hamstrings. We all want happy hamstrings, right? Gotta give some love. Gotta give some love to them. So let's throw on something comfy, roll out our mat, and let's get to it. As we find our comfortable seated position, really beginning to draw down in the sit bones, soften the gaze, relax the jaw, taking 3 breaths here. As we begin to connect in and really begin to bring ourselves into the present moment. As we release any expectations we have for ourselves in the practice and just allowing the body to be where it's at. And on that next exhale, beginning to draw the knees up in towards the chest. Take the hands back behind you. So we're bringing the feet down to the mat. Hands are back behind us. We're just going to begin to windshield wiper the knees from right to left, left to right. Work a little into the hips. Little movement into the lower half of the body. And we're going to bring ourselves to stillness. Begin to extend the legs out in front of you. We want to bring a very generous bend into our knees here. So we're drawing the toes back towards us. Feeling our sit bones grounding into the mat. We're going to take a big inhale as we extend the arms up above us. And exhale, begin to fold down over the legs, relaxing the hands. You can wrap the arms around the legs. Give yourself a big hug. Loving on the hamstrings. Really extending out through the crown of the head to really help draw us up a little bit taller. Exhale, we soften a little more. And then on your next exhale, we're going to roll up the spine, grab a hold of the backs of the thighs, draw the knees in towards your chest. Take the feet out to the side. We're going to come to our tabletop position. So bringing ourselves to that tabletop position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Press up in the hands, draw the shoulder blades up, so making sure we're not crashing here. As we bring the eyes, or the space where the elbow is, you can't see it, I got a long sleeve shirt on, but bringing the space so the eyes forward of the arms. Draw the belly button up towards the spine. We're going to take our left foot, step it all the way back, and then just begin to shift forward and back on the toes. Keeping that awareness in the core, so continuing to draw the belly button up towards the spine. And on your next exhale, we're going to draw the knee in towards the nose around your spine. And release it back down, take it to the other side. So right leg's going to extend back, begin to shift forward and back. Keep bringing awareness into the breath. And on your next exhale, bring yourself to stillness. Begin to take that right knee, draw it in towards the nose, around the spine. Release it down. And on your next inhale, beginning to flow into our cat-cow. Exhale, press away from the mat, around the spine. And beginning to connect our breath with our movement. And flowing through one more round. On your next inhale, bring yourself down, back into your neutral tabletop. And on the next exhale, we're going to tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. First one of the day. So taking a moment here, we can begin to walk the dog, pedaling the feet. Begin to work into your hips, into your hamstrings, continuing to press evenly into both hands. And we're going to bring ourselves to stillness, inviting the heels down to the mat. It doesn't matter if they don't make it. Relax the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. On your exhale, take the gaze to the top of the mat, beginning to walk forward into your forward fold. Bend the knees as generously as we need. Relaxing the weight of the head. Take 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to lift up halfway, taking the hands to the shins. Find that neutral spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, we root to rise. Press those feet down, extending the arms up as we come all the way up. Exhale, take the hands to heart center. We're going to take 1 round of breath here in our Tadasana. So really drawing up tall, ground the feet down. And on your next inhale, extending the arms up above us. Exhale, we find that swan dive forward as we come down into our forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifts us up halfway. Exhale, we fold down, plant the hands. We're going to step our right foot all the way back. Release your right knee down to the mat. You can keep the toes tucked if you need stability, or release to the top of the feet. And inhale, extending those arms up. We're coming up into our low lunge, making sure that left knee is above the ankle. Draw the hip bones up towards the rib cage, really extending out through both side bodies. Take 1 more inhale. On your exhale, begin to release the hands down to the mat. We're going to tuck our back toes, lift that back leg, press into the hands, take that left foot, shift it back. We're coming into plank. So pressing into the hands, draw up into the shoulder blades. Really tuck the tailbone, draw the lower ribs in. Cultivate your strength, you got this. And on your next exhale, you can release the knees, lower all the way to the belly, or finding your vinyasa flow, whichever you feel like doing this morning. So if we release the knees and lower to the belly, we inhale, rise up into that low cobra. Exhale, we release down. Inhale, tucking the toes, lift the kneecaps off of the mat, press into the hands, bring yourself back up into your plank. Exhale, shift it back to downward facing dog. On your next exhale, take the gaze to the top of the mat. We're going to take our right foot, step it forward, place it forward, however we need to get it there. Releasing the left knee down. Inhale, we're going to rise back up into that low lunge. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. On your next exhale, we're going to plant the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes, lift that back leg, step it forward to your forward fold. Inhale brings us up halfway. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, extending the arms up above us. And exhale, the hands to heart center for 1 breath. So right now we're flowing through our Surya Namaskar C, or our Sun Salute C. So that was just one side. Now we have to go through a second side. We got this big inhale. We reach the arms up as we rise. Exhale, folding down. Inhale takes us up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Left foot's going to step all the way back. Release your knee. Inhale, rising up into your low lunge. So taking the movement a little bit faster. On your next exhale, we're going to plant the hands, step it back to your plank pose. And an option here to flow through your vinyasa or lowering down to the belly. going into cobra, then rising up, so we're all meeting back in that downward facing dog. So we take the vinyasa, we come down to Chaturanga Dandasana, up to upward facing dog, exhale back, downward facing dog. And once we come back to that downward facing dog, take 2 breaths. Then taking the gaze to the top of the mat, left foot steps forward, release the right knee down. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, we're planting the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, step it forward to your forward fold. Inhale takes us up halfway. Exhale, we're going to fold down. And then from here, we're going to begin to walk our hands over towards the left side of the body and bend our right knee. Inhale, walk it through to center, releasing that right heel down. Exhale, walk the hands over towards the right side of the body, bending the left knee. Inhale, come through to center. Exhale, softening back down over the legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale as we fold down. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, take the hands to heart center. So begin to check down, make sure all 10 toes are pointed forward. Feet are about hip width apart, or if we're feeling it, we bring the feet in towards each other, bringing about a thumbprint space between the heels. Drawing up. We're going to take a big inhale, extending the arms up. Left knee is going to draw up in towards our chest. Don't worry about how high it goes. Find your stability, ground down, activate that right leg. On your next exhale, we're going to take that left foot, swing it back behind you. We're going to step it back, coming on the tippy toes of that left foot. Heel is staying lifted. Right knee over the ankle, and inhale, extend the arms up, coming into our high lunge. Take one more big inhale here. On your next exhale, we're going to bend your left knee. We're going to lower it down to that low lunge. Inhale here. On your exhale, we're going to send fingertips down to the mat. Inhale, left hand stays planted, right hand's going to extend up. Then on your next exhale, as you begin to release your right hand down, begin to straighten your right leg as much as you can, lifting the right toes up towards the ceiling. So if our knee is bent, the knee is bent, and that is perfectly, wonderfully fine. We want to draw our right hip back, left hip's going to come forward as we square the hips, folding down over that right leg as far as you can go, coming into our Ardha Hanumanasana, or half splits. Keep breathing here, one more breath. And on your next exhale, you're going to walk your hands forward, plant your foot, sink into your hips here. So just sinking the hips forward, take 2 breaths. Then we want to draw that right knee over the ankle, begin to tuck your toes, lift that back leg. We're going to walk it forward, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So we want the toes to be coming in, heels are going out. As we fold down. Now taking a moment here, we're going to inhale, come up halfway. On the exhale, just begin to bend into one knee, bend into the other. So just a little movement so we're not so static here. Just going from side to side. And bring yourself to stillness. Big inhale, coming up halfway. On your exhale, walk your hands over towards your left foot. We're We're going to turn the left toes forward, coming on the tippy toes of our right foot. We're going to release the right knee down to the mat. Inhale, rising up into our low lunge. Exhale, we're going to plant the hands. Right hand stays planted as we inhale, left fingertips reach up. Exhale, as we begin to plant that left hand, we begin to straighten the left leg as much as we can. Lift the toes up towards the ceiling. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Holding down as far as you can go. Soft bend in the knee to bring, so we're not locking in the joints. Softness in the body. On your next exhale, walk the hands forward, plant your foot. We're just going to sink into the hips here. Then begin to tuck the toes of that right foot, lifting that right leg off of the mat. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. As we inhale, we're going to rise up into our high lunge. Almost at our high splits. I don't really know where that was coming from. One more breath here. Then testing our balance here on our next exhale, we're going to hop that right foot forward a little bit more. Begin to draw the right knee in towards your chest. Don't worry about how high it gets. If you fall out of the pose, laugh at yourself, come back to your Tadasana, ground yourself down, and draw that right knee back up. And on your next exhale, release that right foot down. You can shake it out a little bit here if you want to. If we're facing away from the computer and we're feeling a little awkward, or wherever we're at, if we want to turn, step to the top of our mats if we're not there already. Inhale, extending the arms up. Exhale, we're going to fold down. Inhale, sends us up halfway. Exhale, we fold down. We're going to heel toe the feet out to the edge of the mat. So we want our toes to go out, heel is going to come in. Big inhale, press into your fingertips, lift up halfway. And your exhale, begin to bend the knees. We're going to sink the hips down towards the mat. Bring your hands to heart center as we press the arms into the legs, coming into our yogi squat malasana. Draw the heart forward. If this is too much, you can keep the hands down on the mat. And then on your next exhale, however we can get there, don't worry about it being graceful. We come all the way down to seated, extending our legs out in front of us as we come into our staff pose. Take a second here if you want to shake the legs out. And bringing ourselves to stillness, draw the toes back towards the face. Ground your sit bones if you want to move the flesh, just lifting the bum to really root our sit bones down into the mat. Rooting the legs down. Take the hands down to your side. We're going to take 2 breaths here. Doesn't seem like a very active pose, but it's a very active pose. Core is engaged, legs are engaged. And on your next exhale, we're going to grab a hold of our right leg as we slide it in towards our chest. You're going to release right knee down, right foot to the inner left thigh. Keep those left toes active, drawing back towards your face. We want to turn our torso towards our left leg. On our next inhale, we're going to send the fingertips up above us. Exhale, begin to fold down as far as you can go over that left leg. Inhale, we want to lift up halfway, find a little tilt or tuck into the pelvis to kind of help bring that rounding out of the spine. And then exhale, fold it down. You can have a bend in the knee. Really begin to soften here. Release the muscles of the face if we notice that we're clenching. exhale, begin to roll up the spine. We're going to grab a hold of that right leg, draw it in towards your chest, extend it out in front of you. From here, grabbing a hold of our left foot, we're sliding it in, so left foot to the inner, right thigh is the knee, releases down. Draw the right toes back towards you, turn your torso towards that straight leg. Inhale, extending the arms up, and exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come up halfway, and then exhale, we soften back down over the leg. Next exhale, begin to roll up the spine as we come up. We're going to grab a hold of that left leg, draw it in towards your chest, slide your right knee in. Take the hands to the backs of the thighs. Draw the heart forward. And on our next exhale, we're going to lean back, begin to lift the feet off of the mat as we come into our bow pose, little core work here. Draw the lower ribs in, keep the heart lifted. And then on your next exhale, extend it out and release it all the way down to your back. We're going to bring both knees in towards our chest. Bring that low back, so taking a moment here, just begin to kind of lift the low back off of the mat. Release it back down just to make sure it's flush down. Knees in towards the chest. You can take a second and point and flex the feet. Taking the hands to the backs of the thighs. Begin to extend the legs up above you like you're trying to walk on the ceiling. Draw the feet up towards the ceiling. Toes are drawing down towards your face. Low back is still on the mat. Allowing the blood flow to reverse its motion. So your next exhale, we're going to release the knees back down and towards our chest. Take the left leg all the way down the mat as we hug the right knee in. And on your next exhale, we're just going to switch the legs. Right leg extends out, left knee in towards our chest. And your next exhale, release your left foot down. Slide the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, press into your feet. We're going to take the hips over towards the right. Exhale, releasing the knees to the left. You can find our goalpost arms, or we find a T. Maybe taking the gaze over the right shoulder if it's comfortable on the neck. Your next exhale, we're going to bring everything back into center. Inhale, press into your feet. Take your hips over to the left. Exhale, release the knees over towards the right. We can take the gaze over the left shoulder if it's comfortable on the neck. We find our supine twist. Exhale, bring everything back through to center. Take a big inhale in through the nose, and on your exhale, slide the legs down the mat. Relaxing the hands down at your side. Relaxing the muscles of the face. Take any last movement before you really begin to settle into your Shavasana. Allow your body time to relax and really absorb all the good things you just did for it. stay here for a couple of minutes. You can stay here for 5 minutes. For as long as you're feeling. And I thank you for coming to practice with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.